Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Gemini, I've already pulled out some cards to get started in this reading. We're working with Brian Froud's Fairy deck and the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle deck to get started. I can see like that you have used your mind in one way in the past, and you are using your mind in a completely different way presently. And they're both sort of like giving me a really intellectual, intelligent person. This is someone who can look at things for what they are. They can have logical conversations with the people around them based on what you see and what's happening. And making good things out of that, maybe even closing things off with those conversations, whatever those conversations and the intellect was. Like, this is the past. So this is like I'm talking about this past mind that I'm seeing. I just love that I'm doing Gemini and I'm getting like this really like mind energy. So your past, their underline here is the High Priestess of Air. And then you have the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Now, the fairy who was kissed by the pixies it kind of talks about like relationships, right? Like it's putting love into the relationships that we're involved in. But because you're using like, this is the energy with that. This is being really intelligent about your relationships and about how you utilize love. If maybe there isn't any love in a relationship and it's deciding, making a logical decision here, you know what, there's no love in this relationship. This is the kind of relationship where I'd like to feel love. So, like, let's say it's a work relationship with somebody at work. Well, if you're not looking for love in a relationship, that's okay. But the fairy who is kissed by the pixies is really like about intimate relationships that we have with people. But it can also be about opening those new ones up and closing old ones off. That's your past that I'm looking at. Now look at this. This is the present energy that I'm seeing for you. You have the Singer of Intuition and Denial. I find it so fascinating because the Singer of Intuition is sort of like the obvious, right? Like it's using your intuition. It's kind of like you sort of know something that might go against what you're seeing in front of you. And it may not make sense to a lot of people, but you understand, like there's just a gut feeling. There's a deep inner knowing that you can't change around something, right? With your intuition. And it's maybe even finding yourself in the right place at the right time and kind of like, wow, you know what? I had a feeling I should come here and be here today. And then look what happened, right? Like how that kind of flows. But the denial card is really interesting because the denial card, especially like I can really relate to this, the denial card right now, in terms of like with the fruit, like picking the fruit. I have like an apple tree and a pear tree on my property. And then the neighbor has a different apple tree and it has branches hanging over. And this is the first year that I've been here that is really like a bounty on all of these trees of fruit to get. And I know I'm making mistakes, and I'm aware that I'm going to make mistakes in terms of when I'm picking some things too soon or not picking them soon enough. The pears are really different from the apples, and that the pears, you're not supposed to let them ripen on the branch. They get like a weird, I don't remember what the term was called that I Googled, but they don't end up as juicy. So it's like, but then it's also recognizing if you pick it too green, it's not really, there's not enough juice that's in there, enough sugar that developed, or I don't know what it is. So when it ripens off the branch, it's not as good. And right, like this is talking about knowing when it's the right time to pick the right piece of fruit. And when you pick something too soon, you can't put it back. So I thought that's really interesting, right? Like it doesn't actually, I don't think it says that in the book, but that's kind of like one of the things that I recognized. It's like, well, when I pick it too soon, I can't put it back for it to gain whatever it needed on the branch. It's going to ripen in the state it's in, or it just doesn't ripen anymore. Like kind of like the apples. Like the apples don't really ripen past what I seem to pick them off the tree. Like they're ripe on the tree, and then that's when you pick them. So that is very intuitive. Like that is a very intuitive, but intuition, I also believe, comes from experience and us recognizing subconscious patterns around us. Like that's also a level of intuition. So it's how our subconscious is recognizing the things that are around us and helping us to assimilate that information and helping us to make decisions based on that information, even though we may not even be like actively, consciously like aware, okay, I'm not going to pick that pear right there, because I picked a pair just like that last year, and I picked it too soon. It's like, right, like, it's just kind of like knowing, but that's something that we gain, and I feel like that's something also that you have already developed in the past here. So you may also, so here's the other thing, you may have learned a lot about relationships in the past, and you're applying that to your life right now. You might be denying yourself picking something, or something might be denied to you. That's the other thing with the denial card, is it could be something, Spirit has put something out of your reach. Oh, that's funny. I got myself a picking pole. I got myself a picking pole. So it's like the best fucking apples are at the top. They are. And pears. They're bigger. They're bigger. Yeah. When I'm looking up, I'm visualizing. When I sit and I look up there, I'm like, fuck yeah. The big ones are up there. And then two, though, the higher they are, when they hit the ground, they bruise. They bruise. I think I need a net. I'm getting a net next year. I probably won't have any apples and pears if I get the net. But, right, it's almost like you're on the highest step ladder and you can't reach something that you'd really like to pick. You could keep trying. You could try, like my neighbor, I could only get so high with the pole. It's an 18-foot pole, right? And plus my own height. Some of those apples are up really high. The neighbor was like, why don't you get a stepladder? I'm like, oh, fuck no. I'm not going to stand. And it's grass too. And it starts to go down a slope. I'm like, You can stand here and hold the ladder. And I'm not doing it. I know when to not reach for something that's out of my grasp. Like that's pushing it. It's not worth it. Maybe that's it too. Maybe it could be a piece of fruit. It's just like, the fruit's not worth it for what the consequence could possibly be if that didn't go well. Like I really love this energy of, but it feels like it doesn't feel like it's necessarily about an orchard or tiny little, apple trees or pear trees that you have in your yard. I feel like it has something to do with interpersonal relationships for you, right? So maybe there's a relationship here that has not worked out, or a relationship here that you've been denied, or a relationship that you are in the process of denying someone, and it's like, this is just not the right time for me, or this is not, no, my fruit's not ready to be picked. That didn't sound right, but your fruit's not ready to be picked. This fruit is not ready to be picked. So this is your energy right now, the Singer of Intuition and denial. Now, it sounds also, as I'm discussing it, it sounds all very, very practical and intellectual and all-knowing. But maybe, maybe that's a big part of your subconscious, and maybe your conscious mind is dealing more with some type of frustration here in terms of something that is being denied to you, and you're trying intuitively to understand why. You may not be getting factual answers, but you may just be getting sort of the understanding that, well, this is not for you right now, or you cannot provide this to someone right now. So the tarot. The Singer of Intuition. For Gemini, the Singer of Intuition. I also like that you have a 7 and a 14. Right? 7 and 7 is 14. Maybe this is something that has happened twice. The Page of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. The Singer of Intuition. Learning. Are you learning? This isn't, okay, you're in an intuitive learning mode here. Regardless of how strong your intuition is, there's always more that we can learn, and always more that we can stretch a muscle or use a muscle, right? That we haven't used in that way. Find it very fascinating. I feel like I don't know, not all these decks are about harvest and everything. It's interesting how these gnomes are picking up the acorns, right? Like they're kind of thoughtfully, it's like they know something here. If we pick up these acorns now, and then we can put them away, we could do something with them. The page themselves is sitting, actually he has the laptop in his lap, right? But he's watching the gnomes. Your attention could be pulled in 2 different directions right now as well. Your attention could be getting pulled in 2 different directions as well. You could also be seeing something that's going on around you and you may not understand it, so you're researching it. Like it's almost like sitting there and all of a sudden Like he's found this quiet spot in the woods and he's going to focus on whatever work he has to do there. And then all of a sudden these gnomes have just kind of come out of nowhere. They're not interacting with him. They're not doing anything like with him. They're just specifically, they're collecting these acorns, something too that he may have just not really noticed or thought much about, but noticing that something else here has taken an interest in these acorns and is doing something with them. You might be trying to understand something here, something that's going on around you. You're learning. This cycle that you're in is a learning stage for your intuition. It may even be a little bit of a test to trust your intuition. Look, the Queen of Wands, don't touch my fire. Look at this denial. Look at this, don't touch my fire and don't reach for those grapes. Jeez, that's her fire. You can't touch it. Oh, the Tower. You might get in trouble there. That's funny. When I did Aries reading, they're kind of like really not an energy that I see with Aries very often. They were like the peacemaker. The Two of Pentacles. I think there could be something going on here too about recognizing the importance of help, recognizing when help is actually helpful, and recognizing when the offer. So when the offer of help is actually helpful, and when the offer of help is actually not helpful. There's really something with that coming in here with these cards where, like, she doesn't need anybody helping her with this fire. She's the Queen of Wands. She's got it all under control. You'll burn yourself if you start playing with my element there, Missy. But then the Tower comes in here and something is broken. And it feels like because there's already this energy of trying to prevent someone from touching or interfering with something that you have. And then it's almost like coming home and finding that something is broken. Maybe phoning this person. And then you see somebody here peacefully kind of doing their own thing. The only thing that is helping them there is this gnome. But it's like a silhouette of it. It's a ghost of a gnome. The Page of Pentacles has the gnomes. That's weird. Oh, there's some sort of spiritual energy helping you here. And that's helpful. There's some type of spiritual energy here that is helping you. Denial. What's being denied? What is being denied? And yes, I've been bonked in the head a couple times by apples and pears. You're trying to get one off the branch and you're like, try not to wiggle. And then you wiggle the branch and one that was loose goes, that hurts. You try to catch it, but you still have the 18-foot pole in your Imagine me out there. Now you know why my thumb was bandaged. The Queen of Pentacles, denial. What's being denied? The Queen of Pentacles is being denied. The King of Cups, the King of Wands. Oh, maybe she's denying. Don't touch my fire. Oh, in the World. Oh. So I think this is a don't touch my fire, don't pick my fruit. Gemini. Don't touch my fire, don't pick my fruit. And yes, I think there is like a sexual connotation to that. Oh, okay. So bring us over here. What did I say? This is like something, some sort of intelligence that is formed here, some sort of knowing in interpersonal relationships. So I don't know why. I can ask that. I will. But let me just finish that sentence. Like looking at the cards right now, I don't know why this is happening. It looks like your intuition is telling you to deny, how else would I describe it? Like maybe suitors. And there could be two specific ones here. That's over. That's a final over with the King of Cups and the King of Wands. That's a full stop. Those have ended. Now, that's interesting because the Singer of Intuition here, it's almost like you're showing up as the Queen of Wands here. Maybe, but Queen of Wands is independent, brave, courageous, creative. The Queen of Pentacles is what would be, and also the Queen of Wands is also someone who you would describe as like single, like being single, living in their singlehood, very independent. The Queen of Pentacles is not, right? And she is arm in arm with a person here. So it's like the Queen of Pentacles, that's what's being denied here. Like relationship, commitment to relationship. Either it's being denied to you, like there could be two significant relationships here that have come to an end, a full closure, and that's the denial that's going on. You're using your intuition to kind of guide yourself along the way through lessons that you've already learned, assimilating lessons that you're learning now, and anticipating future consequences to any decisions or choices that you make. But I'm also wondering if some of you are denying any suitors yourselves. And that's because you're following your intuition. Why denying? Why denying? Why is there the denying? Oh, the Ace of Wands. I want to say because your intuition told you something. Okay, what did your intuition tell you? You know, Spirit is like trying to talk to Spirit. I often find is kind of like, you know, when you walk up and you ask a specific question and like they just answer that question, they don't like expand on it. Well, okay, I figured there was something going on, but okay, so there's some sort of knowing here. Also lighting your own candles, lighting your own candles with your own flame. What is this download or intuitive knowing that you received? Fuck me. Ace of Swords. The truth. It's just the fucking truth. The truth. Okay. I don't know. What's the truth? Just like, do y'all feel like Spirit's giving me a breadcrumb trail here? What's the truth? You're like, no, they're supposed to use their intuition. The Three of Cups. Oh, the Three of Cups. Well, maybe there's a unification here coming for you. Your intuition is telling you of a unification. So you're denying all other suitors. And what is this unification? I don't know. It could be someone from your past here. It could be some sort of soulmate energy that you haven't connected with yet, that is like from past lives. It's significant. You know that you've got something coming in here. You felt it, you know it, and you deny everything around you. Now, if things have been denied to you, it is like your intuition is telling you because there is something that is going to be unified for you. The Knight of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Man, it does feel like there's a lot of like relationship energy sitting in this reading, like past people. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I have. I mean, that's pretty much what I have. I don't know that there's anything else. I don't know that you want me to go into the King of Cups or Wands. Like, they're the world. Like, that's over. Like, whoever those two are, that's over. How they end up to be the world here. The Hanged Man, a new perspective. So a shift in perspective here about whoever these individuals are. They might be some sort of a spiritual timeout that's occurring in that energy or has occurred in that energy, or the spiritual timeout has come to an end. The Six of Swords going from, wow, the Death card, the Seven of Swords to, it's all, okay. The Two of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Death card, and the Six of Swords. These are interesting, right? This Two of Swords, she's like using that mind energy we've been talking about in this reading. And then the Seven of Swords, like there's nothing written there. How do you know? These documents are blank. So it is trying to, right, like trying to see beyond the obvious. And then you have the Death card. So maybe you had to move, maybe you had to sell something, but then this is walking out of a dark period into the light. Walking out of the dark into the light here. Spirit guiding you towards the light. I'm going to go to the extended. For the extended, I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to go into the Three of Cups a little bit more. I'm going to find out what this intuition is telling you about some sort of unification energy here that you are either purposely holding out for, or that you believe things are being taken or closed off for you to go into that energy, to go with that, if that's a person or whatever that is. There's two options in the description below if you'd like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, Gems. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.